Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about lies narcissistic people tell that gaslight your reality and can keep you locked within the dynamics of that narcissistic relationship. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. It can take an average of 7 attempts to get out of an abusive relationship and stay out of an abusive relationship. Narcissists, through many manipulative tactics, brainwash people into losing their reality, and they use many lies to keep people trapped, to keep people hooked, to keep people from seeing what is actually happening to them. Narcissistic people use many lies throughout the relationship, from the mirroring and the future faking in the beginning, the idolization stage, even after the relationship is over with their smear campaigns against you. Lying is second nature to them. Most often, a lot of them tell that many lies they actually believe their reality, or they rewrite history on you and on themselves. Some on the higher end of the spectrum are more aware and harder to catch out. Those on the lower end, it's just instinct. Wherever they are on the spectrum of the disorder, most repeat those same lines. If you're still trying to work out if you were with a narcissist or learning how to avoid them in the future, here are some of the most common lies that I've heard and from others who've survived narcissistic relationships. Number 1, I could not imagine my life without you. This is usually used in the idolization stage, the love bombing phase of the relationship, where they come at you with, "You're the love of my life," or "I've never met anyone like you." These are difficult to tell between genuine, honest people who also say these things. If they say them rather quickly into the relationship, if they're telling you all the exes were crazy, it's a red flag with these statements. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone's going to be toxic, but it does mean that you might like to take things a little bit slower. With a narcissist, these words are used to hook you in or keep you hooked. Even during the relationship, if they haven't got anyone else lined up, they will say things like, "I couldn't imagine my life without you," to keep you within that relationship. 2, all my exes are crazy and hurt me. Again, this is a difficult one, as people not on the disorder have been hurt. People not on the disorder have had exes that have hurt them. Narcissistic people use this to play the victim card, to get people to feel sympathy towards them. If they've been back and forth with partners in the past, and some that have been hurt have been back and forth, so you have to look at the bigger picture. If they hate every single one and something just doesn't seem to add up in the stories they are telling you, when they're saying things like, "They will not let me see the children," or "My children have no respect for me," this could be true. Yet you need to listen carefully to the words they say and not take them on face value, especially if something just doesn't feel right. People can have exes that have hurt them, but they don't tend to hate everybody from their past. Or people that have been hurt by another person will often talk about the things that they did wrong. A narcissist will not take any responsibility for their behaviour. They will place the blame solely on the other person. 3, I'm amazing, or "After all I've done for you," to make people feel obligated, to guilt trip people. Now, most narcissistic people like to see themselves as amazing and project all their faults and flaws and weaknesses onto others. Yet whenever you truly look at things they actually do for you, most often you'll find they do very little for you, And when they do something for you, it's because they expect something in return. They expect eternal gratitude. Other than disrespecting you, hurting you, and causing great psychological pain, they do very little for you. Other than instilling negativity and self-doubt, any achievements of theirs are usually exaggerated or outright lies, or the narcissist destroyed others in the process of getting what they want or where they want to be. Those who haven't achieved will blame everybody else around them. Anything you've achieved, they will ignore or completely downplay. Or you'll never find someone like me. Not a complete lie, as we don't want to find someone like them. However, as it seems to be a growing epidemic, or it could just simply be growing awareness, if we don't wake up to what's happening, if we don't start to recognise the gaslighting, the manipulation tactics they use, the games that they play, there's a possibility that we could find someone like them. They use these words to manipulate you, to confuse your mind all the more into believing that they are special, especially when they add things like who'd love you or nobody would want you, you'll end up all alone, to what that instill that fear into you and more self-doubt that you're not good enough when you are good enough. Narcissistic people don't feel good enough, which is why they bring others down. Words to a narcissist are just further manipulation. Focus on why you're leaving, or why you have left, that you are better off without them, that you will heal, you will recover, and now you're aware, you'll make sure you'll never find another like them. Remember, you are worthy, you are enough, you are lovable. Now is the time to surround yourself with the right people. 5, that didn't happen, or I never said that, along with you're crazy, you're imagining things, you're too sensitive. These are some examples of major gaslighting phrases. The same as you're insecure, as the narcissist does not genuinely care for your feelings. They just want to use your emotions against you to serve themselves. They want you to become more emotionally insecure and more dependent on them. Gaslighting is so you doubt reality, you doubt your instincts, you doubt your feelings. It's an insidious form of psychological torture. Narcissistic people do not admit to or own up to their own mistakes. They project and they gaslight and they blame shift to escape taking any form of responsibility for their behaviour, so they're never held accountable for their behaviour, so they don't have to face consequences for their behaviour. They are only interested in the reality that they want. The more you try to get them to take responsibility, the bigger their tantrums and lies get. If you're still with a narcissist, if you're out and trying to piece it all together, or if they're still trying to destroy you, learn your own truths. Start writing things down. Stop reacting to them. Start focusing on giving yourself the correct answer. Learn something new. Start reading. Feed your mind the right way. Feed your mind information that's going to help you, that's going to serve you, and stay away from those who try to bring you down. Connect with those who've experienced it, so you know how your thinking and feeling is normal and that you will recover. 6, how can you of all people not understand me? This is so the narcissist gets you to question yourself and work harder for their attention and their approval. And it is partly projection, because they're trying to get you to misunderstand them so that you don't know your reality, while they do all they can to misunderstand you and use what you say against you. And it's very confusing, because we can feel like, how can they of all people not understand us? Because in the beginning, in the love bombing, in the mirroring, they got us better than anybody. What we don't understand is they got us so they could use our dreams. They could use our past, they could use our present, they could use our emotions, they could use the things that matter the most to us against us, as they know these are the things that are going to get us to react to them, so that they can blame our reactions on their actions, when without their actions there would be no reactions. Narcissists say, how can you of all people not understand me? So you feel in the wrong and like you need to learn more about them and help them. Most of us don't understand them until we learn who they truly are. You cannot know what you don't know. You cannot understand what you don't understand. When you've not experienced it, when you don't understand that people like this exist, you can't recognise what's happening to you. It's usually only once out that we start piecing the puzzle back together backwards that we realise what we've been through. And then we do understand them. We do understand their games, and we no longer want to be around them. You're just like my ex. Triangulation to cause that fear within you that you might lose them. Some might use my ex would have done that for me. The ex that they left anyway. So they want to break down your standards, your values, your beliefs, and they want to take them apart, to take down your boundaries, to keep the narcissist interested in you. Not understanding within yourself that they are brainwashing you to act how they want and not true to who you are. Or it's the guilt trip, so you feel sorry for them and want to be a better person for them. You are a better person. You care. You want to help others. The narcissist is not worthy of you. The ex most likely cared and wanted to help, and the narcissist wasn't worthy of them. Unless the ex was another narcissist, but that's another video. If you hadn't, I wouldn't. The classic blame shift, when they've done something wrong and they want you to take all responsibility, to distort your reality into playing down what they've done. Genuine people can admit their mistakes. We all make them. We are all human. Narcissistic people don't admit to mistakes. No matter what you have or have not done, there is no excuse for someone else's bad mistreatment of you. A narcissist doesn't want to accept responsibility. They are always looking to find a scapegoat to pass the blame onto. I'll change if you help. This is the one to pull on your heartstrings, to pull on your empathy, to suck you into helping them. Once they've succeeded with their pity plays, they will go back to hurting you. They cannot be helped as they're unwilling to help themselves. When it comes to a narcissist, when it comes to anybody, you cannot help anybody change. People have to take on board advice, take on board opinions, take on board perceptions, and work on changing themselves for the better. It's a hard enough job changing ourselves. We cannot change other people. It has to be something that they want to do for themselves. And it's difficult when you've got someone you care about claiming they want your help to change. You automatically, because you care about them, you want to help them. And with some people, the best way to help manipulative people is to step away. They'll not learn, but step away to try and teach them that behaviour, you will not accept that behaviour. The thing is, once you let a narcissist back in, once you forgive them, their behaviour often gets worse, which is why that stepping away usually has to be permanent, as you cannot help them. However, you can do your personal best in helping yourself and helping others. So now it's time to shift all that time and effort you put into helping them and use it to help you, to build a much happier life for you. Remember, you can and you will recover from this. If you found the coping mechanisms to survive the relationship, you will find them to survive recovery. You are enough. Some people just have to go around bringing other people down to feel better about themselves. Those people are not your people. I shall add in the video description why you need to stop explaining yourself to narcissistic people, as this often plays straight into their hands. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please add those into the comments. I am currently full for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the description. There's lots of resources in the description of the video. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.